I've been involved with politics and other politicians who spoke for conservative, traditional values, free market, capitalistic, free, Republican form of democracy. There's no one in this race that has spent time working for me or anyone else to try to make sure that our positions, the majority of this district, was represented in Congress. And so we're back at the race, and so far it's going well. I can tell you that the most recent poll shows us up by 10 points over Mark Schauer. And that was taken prior to the health care vote. That's just a sickle. That's not satisfaction. That's a sickle. That says we've got the base built. There is a night and day difference between Mark Schauer. Now we are equals amongst equals, as it were. He served in the state legislature, as did I. He's now served in Congress for one term, as did I. He's voted on issues that would be comparable to mine, but totally opposite. Mark Schauer voted for a cap and tax, cap and trade legislation. An energy tax would be the largest tax put on Americans, business and industry as well as private citizens, that we've ever experienced. He voted for it. Went against the farmers, the manufacturers, the individual citizens, the households. Passed it. Fortunately, the Senate got the fear of God placed in him, I think, by the Tea Parties and the 912 groups and the citizens rising up and saying, don't you dare. And it's sitting there in the Senate now, and it's not going anywhere. Talking with Senator Jim Inhofe a few weeks back, he reaffirmed to me that he believes, and he's probably the most vocal opponent of the cap tax, that the Senate will not pass it this time around, but it will be back if given the opportunity. When I was in Congress, I offered legislation that was an all-of-the-above energy plan. There was no tax increases, there was no mandates, there was no taking away energy solutions from off the table. It said, let's use it all. If it's drillable, let's drill for it. Let's do it appropriately. Environmentally sound, yes, but let's use it. If the Alaskan people and Alaskan governors, both Sarah Palin and her successor, say, hey, come on up and drill. Drill, baby, drill. It's there, the caribou don't mind. In fact, the herds increase around the warmth of the pipes. Take it, use it. We'd have had a gusher spill at Anwar as opposed to what we have deep water drilling where it's at now in the Gulf. It would have been fixed pretty quickly. Coal. We're the Saudi Arabia of coal. We have clean coal technology. We have fighter jets, the new age of fighter jets run on liquefied coal fuels. We can't produce that coal fuel here because of environmental regulations. We have to buy it from Saudi Arabia at high prices. What does that say about our security and our defense capabilities? Let's use that. There's no way at this present time that we're going to be able to plug our hybrid cars in and recharge them with windmills and solar. Windmills and solar ought to be encouraged as an alternative. Biofuels ought to be encouraged. But let's make sure that ultimately they show that they are giving the bang for the buck, they are useful, they are usable, they are being used, and they are efficient. But let's expand the creativity. So my bill offered all of that, incentives and legalities for using our resources to be totally independent from all of the nations of the world, including the ones that don't like us very much, that right now we're purchasing fuel sources from. So Mark and I were different on that. On the issue of spending, he voted 96% of the time so far with Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and their policies. Now, if that's independence, it's independence from us, its constituents, not from the leadership in Washington. But nonetheless, he voted for the Pelosi bloated budget with 9,000 earmarks in it. He sent you a form back, a mailer back that said he was working for you. He voted against or voted for amendments that we're against $250 million taxpayer-funded port